We have all been there. You build a beautiful composable, you rotate your phone, and your state vanishes. The classic lifecycle Android problems. We know Remember forgets everything on rotation, so for years we have had two solutions. But in December 2025, Google gave us a third option, and it changes how we handle UI states forever. Meet the Retain API. So we have rememberSaveable. So this is going to be great for small things like strings or booleans, but it has to be serialized into a bundle. You can't put an open network socket or a video player instance inside a bundle. It's going to crash and boom, your application crashes. So for this case, it's limited to bundleable types. The second solution which we have is the ViewModel. So the ViewModel is powerful but heavyweight. So we upgrade to a ViewModel, it survives rotations, but it feels like an overkill. If I just want to put a specific UI component, like for example a rich text editor or a map view to survive a flip, do I really need to create a whole new ViewModel class, inject it and manage it? And actually we have to separate the state from the UI code that actually uses it. So great for screen level state, but it can be excessive for individual UI elements that we want to retain inside our UI. Okay, so Jetpack Compose 1.1 is going to introduce the Retain API, so the missing link between Remember and the ViewModel. So in old ways, we keep our heavy object inside the Remember, and whenever we try to rotate here, our state is going to lost. But now with the Retain API, our state is going to be preserved. So for this case, it allows you to hold onto an object across configuration changes without needing to serialize it. This means you can keep complex, heavy objects like, for example, lambdas, expressions, flows, or bitmap alive in a memory while the screen rotates from one state lifecycle to another lifecycle. Okay, so here's the application which we're going to build, and if you want to follow along, you have to do several things in order to do this. So the first case is you can go to your build.gradle file, and inside here I have added two dependencies. So this one are for Media 3 ExoPlayer and Media 3 UI in order to try and use this. So after that, you can sync your project and get started. So this is just a simple composable. Instead of typing step by step, I'm just going to explain what I have done here. So the first case is we have initialized the context. So we have here the local context.current, and then we're going to use the app context in order to get the application context. Then we're going to initialize the ExoPlayer here. We're going to use remember so that it can just remember this whenever we recompose. And basically we're using a builder pattern to create here our ExoPlayer. Then we're going to apply in order to set our media item, and here we're going to receive this from the URI. Then we prepare the media player and we set player when ready equals to true so that it can start to play whenever the item is ready to set up. Then here we're going to listen to the lifecycle event so that we can just create here a local lifecycle owner and create our disposable effect. And this disposable effect is going to actually check this lifecycle owner. So whenever lifecycle changes, then we can try to trigger some things. So for example, we can add here the lifecycle event observer and check if we are on pause. So we can just pause our ExoPlayer and not continue playing. And whenever we resume, then we can just play here our ExoPlayer. And this is going to help us whenever we have configuration changes. Then we can add here the lifecycle observer. And on dispose, whenever we dispose this disposable effect, basically we want to remove the lifecycle observer and restart afresh again. So this is the simple things which we're going to have. And the next case is we want to create the Android view. So this one is going to port between XML and Jetpack Compose. Basically, we're doing simple things. So for example, adding here the padding and the aspect ratio, we're going to use 16f divided by 9f so that we can have that perfect look of this view here. And then we can clip this to rounded corner shape and pass in here the factory and pass in the player view, which is the UI for Media 3 player, so that we can have these controls and other things directly here. So we are bridging between XML and Jetpack Compose using this Android view composable here directly. So whenever you run the application, and basically you're going to get this. So before we run this, you have to set up this inside the main activity. So inside the main activity, we're going to set the URL. So this one is going to be the URL of the video bucket, which we're going to have. So you can just copy this, and this will be provided in the GitHub description box below of this video. So you can try to copy paste this. Then we're going to call here our movie URL, pass in the URL, and also passing here the values which we're going to have. So whenever we have this, we can try to play, for example. And whenever you click here to play, it's going to start playing here. So the video is perfect and everything is looking perfectly. Now let's try to rotate here our view. Right now here with our configurations which we have, whenever we rotate, again this composable is going to be recalled because we enter a new composition. So for this case, ExoPlayer is going to be reinitialized again. So you can see it has lost all the state as before we said. Okay, so let's explain here what is actually happening. So whenever we rotate here our device, a configuration change is going to happen. And basically we're going to lose here the ExoPlayer because we have used the remember. And remember does not retain these across configuration changes. So we have two options, as we said earlier. We have to use rememberSaveable, or we have to use a ViewModel. By using a rememberSaveable here, it's going to be a difficult task for us because ExoPlayer is not our own API. So we have used a third-party library. So in order to serialize and deserialize, this is going to be hard for us. And another option is actually creating a view model, which is actually an overkill just for retaining ExoPlayer configuration here. So for this case, we have to use the new library that is called the retained API. So we can try directly here to call retain. And by calling retain here, we have changed and gained a lot of things. So for example, when you hover around here, you can see remembers the value produced by the calculations, which is the lambda function that is going to be passed here. And it's going to retain it in the local retained value store. So a retained value is the one that is persisted in memory to survive transient destruction and recreation of a portion or the entire of the content in the composition hierarchy. So for example, we can keep the navigation destination, UI components, and even on Android composition hierarchy hosted by an activity. So we have several things that are going to be retained here. So you can see the lifecycle of the retained value can be observed by implementing the retain observer. So for this case, let's try to rerun here. Okay, so here is our app launched successfully again. Let's click play here. And you can see the video is loading and actually playing now. Okay, so we are into like 10 seconds. Let's just press pause here. Let's rotate here device for configuration changes. And now you can see it has changed, and here our Android UI system here. So we have problems with devices here, but you can see everything is still playing because we used here retain and not remember. So it keeps up the state of our ExoPlayer. So let's press pause here. Let's rotate back. Okay, so you can see we have rotated back here and everything is looking perfectly as how we have intended. So guys, let's leave it here for this video. If you found out this video is helpful, please don't forget to provide a like, subscribe, and share this video. So until next time, see you in the next video.